Okay, we're back. Um, my son hadn't gotten here yet, but what I've done is I picked the chicken off the bones. Y'all don't have to see it, but I will show you what it looks like and all that. I put the carrots in there. Um, I'll show you this. Am I gonna bring the pot to you? So this is about when we want to start putting in the dumplings. If you haven't seen the first video, I started a video of making chicken and dumplings or chicken and pastry, whatever you call it, and I'll show you them. But I want it to be, my mama told me to let it be boiling when you stick the dumplings in. So I had bought a chicken from Sam's versus already, I cooked it because it's already done. And I went on and just used that. And I'll show you the bouillon that I put in there with it. I put a can of carrots. I rinsed the carrots off because I wanted carrots in there. I didn't break them up because I figured once I get the, you can see that chicken broke up real good. It's real soft. I don't think I left any bones out because I put some gloves on and really went through it real good. But if it is a bone in there, you kind of know that to be looking for that kind of stuff when you making chicken and dumplings anyway. There ain't gonna be many in it, but you could run up on a piece of gristle or something like that. But I went through it as much as possible. I'll show you what I put in it anyway, but I'm gonna get these dumplings started because it's boiling real nice. And I will bring you back over as I'm putting them in so you can see. And even if they stick together some, who kind of cares? You know, I might have to add water because these dumplings do get nice and thick. You can make it the consistency of what you want. If you want them to be soupy or what, but this is them. Kind of get a little nervous when the water starts boiling over there. That's what they look like. They come in strips and you just kind of put them in strip by strip. Let me try to get you over and you can watch me put them in. All right, so I try to space them out as much as possible until once you put them in there, I'll show you this one. Once you put them in there, they go ahead and start getting soft and kind of staying to themselves. Like it's not too, they won't stick real easy is what I'm trying to say. They won't stick together real easy. But if they do, as long as by the time you finish doing this, you go ahead and break them apart, they usually come apart pretty easy. And my mama used to use this because she used to also, back before, I don't know if back before they started making them, because I don't know how long this stuff has been made, but she used to roll her own dough out. I didn't eat dumplings back then because it sounded, and she also made biscuits and put it in stuff like this too, and that was not good to me, not good looking, I put it like that. So, you know, as a child, you eat things because of how they look and texture. So I did not eat no dumplings and stuff like that because I didn't like how it looked. So I'm rushing a little bit because I don't know, I get a little excited when it starts bubbling. I feel like I should already have things going already. If it breaks up, who cares? It's gonna break up anyway when you put it in your mouth. Once I get them in here, whatever amount I want to put in here, I will decrease the heat so it doesn't, you know, scorch at the bottom. I learned that the hard way. I still ate it though, but it will have, you know, it'll have that burnt taste. If love could spread as easily as a scorched pot, how easy would things be? Because a scorched pot, when I say that, that will go ahead and saturate your whole pot real quick. This probably would have came off a little easier had I left this in the freezer and left it frozen. And it's had a chance to get in the refrigerator and thaw some, just enough to be annoying. But it's okay. I could probably stop right there, but it's just a little bit left in this pot. I mean, in this pack, so I'm gonna put the rest of them in there. And like I said, you can add more. If you use chicken broth, you can add more chicken broth. Or you can make the chicken broth out of the stuff I'm gonna show you. Because I'm going to show you what I put in here. And I did taste the, I just tasted the liquid. And it had a nice flavor to it. I'm expecting for everything to be just fine. I did add a little water to cut it some. Because I knew that I had the, I think I have the ability to add, you know, I could add more of this without it, you know, changing the flavor or anything. But I have discussed in the past my sometimes adding too much seasoning to things, and that's sometimes how I create a over seasoned pot. But y'all, this stuff, that pastry will swell up nicely. I am going to put some pepper in here. This black pepper. And that's because I told y'all I like spicy things. And I'm okay with that. But let me tell you what I have in this pot. I'm going to reduce that heat some. I want it to keep boiling like that though, because as long as it keeps a nice, not boiling like this, but as long as it keeps a nice boil, slow boil, that pastry won't stick together. And then like I said, sometimes you'll get a couple of pieces that will, and hey, who cares? It's seasoned pastry. So I'm gonna put the top on it for a little bit. Let it do its thing. And I'll show you what I put in it. All right. So I gotta sneeze, that pepper got me. You know it's gonna come when I least expect it. All right, so this is what I seasoned the pot with. Why did I use this? Because if you don't really have to use this if you're using broth, or if you're boiling your own chicken, you bought your chicken, and you really want to use a fatty chicken like the leg or the thigh. You can use the breast, but you know, it's not gonna, I like a little bit of oil, a little bit of fat in the pot, you know, to give that pastry a little slipperiness. And you know what accent does? It wakes up the flavor in your chicken. So I put accent in almost everything because my mama used to, and it does make things taste different, and it makes things a little bit more savory. Honestly, it does. Now I ain't gonna say taste this out of here because I think I did that as a child because I was always tasting and smelling something, right? That's nasty. It was so nasty then. I don't know what it tastes like just putting your, wetting your finger and sticking it in there or something like that. Because I just remember something, I remember it being so nasty back then. I never will do that again. So, y'all want to do that, have at it. But I know I like it on my food. And it said, that's another thing. It said you could put it on salad, which means it's not going to be cooked. I don't think I'm putting it on no salad. But that also makes me curious as to what it tastes like by itself. Yeah, and that, I put a little bit of garlic powder in there, and the reason why that garlic powder looks like that is because this was getting low, and I put another garlic powder on top of it. I probably will just mix it up so that garlic powder won't just sit down there like that. Yeah. Just mix it up. Make it one. I love making stuff with pasta. I don't like eating it all the time though because it loves hips and making back fat. It sure does. So I try not to have it all the time, even though I feel like I've had it for the last month more often than I have in a long time. So I mixed that up so we ain't got to never go through that no more, that conversation. And I used regular water. I didn't have any chicken stock. I didn't have any chicken broth. So I just used regular water. And put these things in there first. I let them get to boiling, and then I took that. I had a rotisserie chicken, which to me, I said before, rotisserie does not look the same or taste the same as they used to. Back in the day, a rotisserie chicken, you would be just about, you could eat the bone because it was so savory and so tasty. But yeah. It didn't have a lot of flavor, and I tasted the chicken. I bought it yesterday. I tasted it yesterday. And it wasn't given rotisserie chicken. It was just a baked chicken. So I put that, I already thought I'm either going to put some barbecue sauce on this. It was going to have to be doctored up, but I would buy it again because I would use it like this. So I would make a salad with it, like a chicken. I've made a chicken salad out of it. What else have I done with them chickens you buy out of the store? I've definitely put barbecue sauce on them. I have kind of rebaked them too because sometimes you get them and the bone is, you cut down in there and the bone is pink. So yeah, I baked it a little bit more. But so that's why I went on and made my own little pot of chicken broth with this, which I showed it to y'all earlier. It's a powdery substance, and I said it smells good. So this, you probably already know it comes in a smaller container, but I buy bigger ones because I don't like to keep going back and forth to the store. I'm not I like grocery. I like to have food around. I don't like to buy small amounts because I don't want to go back for it. An accent. So I put it in the pot, let it get boiling, and then I stuck my chicken in it. I would have done the same thing if I was boiling the chicken from scratch. I probably just wouldn't have used as much of that bouillon, right? Because right now, I haven't put any salt in that pot, and that is acting as, that's enough sodium in there that makes me pleasant. I'm pleasant. I feel good about the taste. I'll let you see right now. It's not done, but it's getting thicker. I'm definitely probably gonna have to add some water because trust me, that stuff is gonna get big. But it can sit in here and get big right now. And at the end, you can add the water, or you can add the water now. See it? This will be totally white and it'll get the consistency will be a little thicker. You can tell like this one, you can see some of the, anyway, you can see one might be in there. One might be a little whiter than one is clear. That one is a little bit more transparent. This one is a little bit, they're slippery. You see, this one is a little bit less. If you can tell, it's thicker. You can't really see through it. So that's how it's cooking, and you know when it gets a little more done. So I'm gonna add some water to it right now, just about this much. It's probably a cup. It's like my coffee cup, but I haven't had coffee. Yeah, that ain't enough. I'm gonna add another one of those in there, because it'll keep right on cooking like most pastas. But this right here, it's gonna get thick. And like most pastas, it'll keep cooking, you know, right on when you turn it off. And as long as it's already at that stage, I'm not worried about it sticking. Yeah, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm about to be saying I can cook or something. Anyway, I was just bringing you back to show you that because I said I would. And you already know that it's going to be probably a part 3 of my, when my son comes, of him tasting it and you just meeting him, just because I said I would do that as well. But I'm gonna let it do its thing, sit there and do its thing. I might turn it off in a little bit, but I don't want to make y'all sit here and look at me for that long or listen to what I have to say, because you know most of where my mind is going right now. It's either gonna be talking about Jesus, it's gonna be talking about my kids, or it's gonna be talking about the traumatic event that I've just been going through. So right now, those are the things that this channel for me is about, and encouraging someone to go through to the next moment, to make it to the next moment, to make it to the next moment, and then to make it to the next moment. And you have made it for 18 minutes right now, so you made it a whole lot of moments. And people that have not really gone through and understand what it means, that when you feel that your breath is basically is smothered, you almost feel smothered because of the traumatic event that you're going through, you might not understand what I mean about getting to the moment, going from moment to moment and making it to the next moment. Tears ain't even, you can't even cry enough tears to understand what I'm talking about. Tears, your eyes might be dry, but your heart is heavy, your chest is tight, and you don't know exactly what to do in these moments. So I say find you a way to get from moment to moment. Find whatever it takes for you in a positive way. Nothing that's gonna cause more pain, but to get from moment to moment. And again, I know sometimes after you have had traumatic events, trying to talk to people about them, they may be tired of hearing your story over and over again, or they feel that they've already given you whatever advice they can. And you know, they're not Jesus. Jesus will listen to you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and all night long. You know, he'll still be waiting right there. He's still letting us know, I got you. You really don't have to worry. I'm saying this, but trust me. I've just felt this feeling because the people that cause the traumatic events don't stop sometimes. They continue to push down on you, push down on you. And after you've already been pushed down on and you've already done as much elimination as you can, sometimes your barrel is full, your heart is full, and you don't know where to dispense the problems. You don't know where to go with them. You don't know where to go with them. You know, and you're really tired of talking about them to the people around you. So when you're overwhelmed like that, I just say, ask God to let you get to another moment. And that's really what I come up here to talk about sometimes, is trying to help a person. You know, if you want to call me a friend, call me a friend. But I'm a friend if you want me to be. And I'm here to help sometimes you get to the next moment. And don't be expecting everybody to understand what that means. You don't want to wish trauma or things on people that become so overwhelming that they feel the feeling that you feel. I think my son is here. Maybe not. Anyway, you don't want to wish that on people. But it takes that sometimes for people to understand. And I don't even want to go down that road because I don't want nobody to ever get to that point. I don't. It's not regular stress, is all I know. So if you're like feeling like that, here's a big hug. Because sometimes people don't even understand when you need those, right? When you really need a physical hug. Just a hug. Here's a smile. Here's a I do understand. I really do. And I'm going to tell you one thing. There is nobody that can get you out those moments like God can. He is the only one that can lift your heart and get you from that one night to the next and one moment to the next. He's the only one. And then you got to know and trust, have a mustard seed. And you know, mustard seed is tinier, I believe, than this celery seed. I don't know where that's at right now. Here we go. May not be, but you see how tiny them bad boys are up in there? They up in there by the millions, I don't know. We need a mustard seed amount of faith. I told the Lord this morning, this just reminded me of how much faith I need. It don't take much for me to cry. You can gather this much. You can gather this much of faith. You can gather that much to say, Lord, I trust you. I can't do it on my own no more. I done tried it. It ain't working. And actually, what really probably got us here is because we tried to do it too many times on our own, because we felt like, you know, well, I'm smart enough to, you know, I can fix this. I can make them stop. I can make it go away. I can formulate, you know, this and to help get me to the next. Oh, I'll make myself smaller. I'll make myself, you know, more quiet. I'll just become an ant in the room. And people seem to like when you become an ant and they make you smaller. Because they really don't want you there. Or whatever the case may be for you. I don't know. I love you. I picked this back up. I don't know how to marry these videos yet. Somebody got to teach me. I'm hoping to see my grandson, my little one. He's 9. I think he's going to have to be the one to teach me how to put them together. And I'm hoping he can do that. And that way, I don't have to have part 1, 2, and 3 as long as they're not too long. I can learn how to go from one day to the next and one moment to the next and all that stuff, you know. So anyway, your story matters. God bless. Oh, you want to get a little look before I close it out? I better turn it down some more. See how white it's getting? They are going to get even thicker than this. Now that one, there you go. They stuck together. And I don't know. I'm gonna try. Don't do what I'm about to do. Sorry, y'all. But I'm gonna try to see if I can pull that apart. Did you see that? It came, you can still pull, see how it's coming right apart? See that? So I put a little bit of oil in the pot too. I forgot to show you that part. Hold on. Yeah, I put a little bit of oil in the pot earlier. Don't ask me why I just have plain olive oil. I usually use extra virgin, but this is what I had. I use that. And let me turn this down some more. Because basically now, I'm not even ready to eat it. I actually could cut it off. And by the time it's time to eat it, it'll be ready. And I probably will cut it off, honestly. I'll give it another maybe 5 minutes. And I'm not about to eat. But I'll try to come back before. I'm not going to taste it or anything. And show y'all my son tasting it. And if he, for some reason, don't show up today, then you'll just see me tasting it. And we'll go from there. All right. Love you guys.